The US men's national team defeated Martinique for the second round of the Gold Cup. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Filippo and welcome to Tactical Managers TV. This is our 7 Things We Learned series where the day after the USMNT plays, we go here in the channel and tell you 7 things I learned personally in this match. We defeated Martinique 6-1. Daryl Dike was robbed of a hat trick. Okay. I guess it was an own goal. Greg Berhalter did the right thing with the starting lineup, which also came to a big surprise to me as well. But look, this game was against Martinique. So just like I said about Haiti, it's even more the case now. This is more about judging the bad performances rather than the good performances. And look, I might sound more negative at times throughout the video, even though it was a very positive result and we have qualified to the next round. But it's more about the bad performances. Now on Sunday we play Canada. If we beat Canada, we qualify in first. If we tie or we lose, we qualify in second. And obviously, don't forget to comment down below, what did you learn from US men's national team 6, Martinique 1. Now, let's hear it from our sponsor, OneFootball. And thank you OneFootball for sponsoring Tactical Managers TV during the Gold Cup of 2021. OneFootball is a great soccer app, not football. It's a great app. On it, you can follow your favorite team, nation, and get all of the news, transfer updates you want to do, everything you need. So if you want to, you can follow US Men's National Team, get the latest transfer rumors, get the latest roster drops, sometimes even faster than us. So go down below on the description, click on the link for a free download on your Android or iPhone. You'd be supporting the channel, you'd be helping yourself, helping us, and probably helping OneFootball as well. A great app that I use, and you should use it as well. So once again, thank you, OneFootball. It's called soccer. All right, you got the introduction to the video. Hopefully it wasn't long enough. You also got our sponsor. Now let's roll the intro and talk about what did we learn. But wait. Before we do that, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content. And hit the notification bell. Really hit the notification bell, because subscriptions apparently don't mean anything on YouTube anymore. Notification bell is how you don't miss our content. Roll the intro. Alright, so lesson number 1, and well, I'm going to talk about the guy that no one wants me to talk about on this channel, and that's Jason Kreis. Lesson number 1 is Jason Kreis could have most certainly made it to the Olympics. He had more than enough talent. Eric Williamson, Gianluca Buzio, James Sands, all these guys that performed yesterday, and we saw what they can do, and we've been seeing in MLS. They could have been in the Olympics. Their clubs would have not blocked them. Along with that, there's also Caden Clark and a couple other names I could name out here. So yeah, this is not really something we learned. I think it's just something we confirmed, and someone did comment that in the past video. Jason Kreis, thank you once again. We're still paying that Jason Kreis tax. Lesson number 2 that we learned here is about the tactics, and overall it was fine, but there were some issues, especially with the usage of the wingbacks throughout the game. After rewatching it, we previously thought Berhalter had a 3-5-2 when looking at the lineup, but it really wasn't a 3-5-2. It was more of a 3-4-3, and at times it was a 3-4-2-1 when Roldan and Hoppy would come middle a little more central. Now I'm fine with 3 in the back, and there's many benefits to it, but here's my issue. One of the benefits with having wingbacks is attacking. When you have 3 in the back, you have the wingbacks and you want to attack through the flanks. And we've all seen that in the game against Martinique. It did not go very well in regards to the fullbacks. Bello and Shaq Moore weren't at their best. The way Berhalter set up the team did not benefit our wingbacks. Well, at least not more. The first game, when we had Joe Aquini wide for most of the time because Paul Arriola got injured early, we saw Moore have a lot of space down the right flank, and he would be able to whip a lot of nice crosses, which honestly would have been great with Daryl Dike in rather than Zardes. I like the formation, but if we're going to use the wingbacks, let's do a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-2-1. In that case, you have more space through the sides to attack, and you can use the wingbacks to the best of their ability, and I think Shaq Moore can be very useful. George Bello was a little bit of a disappointment, I'm not going to lie. He had space, Hoppy was pinching middle, and Bello just didn't have a good performance. Lesson number 3 is about Daryl Dike, and we clearly noticed that the technical side of his game is still not there. The first touch is very heavy, the dribbling is not the greatest, the settling of the ball is not good. Overall, the technical ability is not there. But one thing I learned is Daryl Dike has to be in our World Cup qualifying roster. Now, does he have to start? That's a completely different argument, completely different issue, but he has to be there. This player does not get bullied. He's he's a physical beast, makes smart runs, and clearly he can score. Now, let's obviously put into context here. It was Martinique, but look, Martinique, in the physicality standpoint, they're a very physical team. So that's something we could judge all players today, which is going to bring to the next topic, and I'm going to talk about Gianluca Busio and his physicality, or lack of physicality. But Daryl Dike can take a hit. The guy's not going to get bullied in CONCACAF. He needs to be in the World Cup qualifying roster because he brings something different. Not Zardes. Daryl Dike has to be there. Let's also take a moment and appreciate his last goal. What a finish. He had a heavy touch. He was able to bully his way through the defender and just do a beautiful clinical finish over the goalkeeper. Now, who should be our 9? That's up for debate. But Daryl Dike has to be in the roster. So I talked about how physicality, when it came to Daryl Dike, he didn't get bullied, which brings me to lesson number 4, which is about Gianluca Busio. Lesson number 4 is pretty straightforward. Gianluca Busio is not ready for CONCACAF physically. Now, technique-wise, quite impressive. Obviously, we're going to see a little bit more throughout the tournament, but he got bodied a lot of times against Martinique. And maybe against Canada, if he plays, we won't see that, as the Canadian team's not as physical. But it doesn't look like he's ready to face a Honduras in an away game, Jamaica, any of these nations for CONCACAF World Cup qualifying. So I don't think we'll see him in the roster for September, or maybe even this year, as he starts to gain some body and some strength and learn to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker in the midfield. So if you're a player that you can't really protect the ball very well with your body, right, with your physicality, you need to give it a quick 1-2, quick passes, get rid of the ball very quickly. And sometimes he held the ball in the midfield a little bit too much in this game. But the talent is still there. He still got an assist, and he was pretty dangerous on some set pieces. Sometimes he was a little sloppy, but overall, I like what I saw from Gianluca Busio. Personally, I still prefer him as a 6. Pete and some other prefer him as an 8. We'll see over time how he does. I thought he played very well when he was a deep line playmaker throughout this game, playing as a 6. Lesson number 5 is Roldan is still Roldan. Roldan looked very average against a very weak Martinique team. Many said he was different this season, mostly Sounders fans. It seemed to me like he was just the same. Very hardworking, followed the tactical instructions, but did not offer much on offense or defense. And you would expect a veteran like him that has a lot of experience with the national team, and I believe he's 27 right now and performs very well in MLS, to have an outstanding performance against Martinique. And I actually thought he would benefit from the technical team. He did not. He looked very average throughout there. So my conclusion from this is Roldan is still the same player he's always been. Conclusion, or lesson number 6 that we already knew, honestly, this is play in Europe matters. The man of the match of the first game was Shaq Moore, that plays at La Liga 2. And yes, he did not have a great game against Martinique, but it was mostly a tactical reason, which I talked about earlier in the video. The second match, as we saw, Matthew Hoppe, he was not the man of the match. Daryl Dike was chosen the man of the match. But you could just see it in the field how Matthew Hoppe was levels ahead of pretty much every single player. Let's be honest here. When it comes to technical ability, soccer IQ, off the ball movement, everything. So in these two first matches, despite having mostly MLS players, we saw European players shine, especially on the offensive end. A lot of the time, the mentality, the technique just seems higher. The opponent was weak, so yeah, let's take it off a grain of salt, but you would expect in a roster that has 20 MLS players and 3 European players that you'd see the MLS players outshine them, but it's not what's happening. Even Gioacchini, that came in and plays in Europe, he scored. I thought he played very well too. So yeah, playing in Europe matters. It's not everything, and obviously we don't want to judge everyone based off this Martinique opponent, right? We want to see tougher opponents, which we'll see Canada, and then we're going to have the quarterfinals, and from there on we're going to have much more tougher opponents. But playing Europe really matters. And again, that's one of the main reasons I push for so many USMNT players to go abroad. It's not really just to feed our USMNT abroad series. It's because I really think that can push them and make them a better player mentally and technique-wise as well. Lesson number 7 is this. If we want to have any chance on winning this Gold Cup, which I still don't know if we have we do have a chance. I still don't know if we can do it. We need Matthew Hoppe to be in form. I talked about it. He was levels above many of the players yesterday, not just in Martinique, but the US men's national team as well. He was more creative, more technical, smart off the ball, very good throughout the game, and in limited minutes because he was in off season. He was on vacation. That's why Berhalter didn't play him many minutes, and probably one of the reasons he didn't play against Haiti as well. But he is getting back in form from his vacation, and well, let's hope Berhalter starts him for the knockout round. So hopefully Berhalter plays him a little bit more against Canada. He picks up form once again, as he's been doing, scores a goal maybe. And then for the quarterfinals, hopefully we have Hoppe for a full 90 minutes. We need this guy to be in form if we want to have any chance of winning. He can be our difference maker up top. All right, everyone. thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content. And don't forget to comment down below, what did you learn from US Men's National Team 6, Martinique 1? On Sunday, we do have the live stream for USMNT versus Canada. That's going to be a great game. And I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for all the support. I love you guys very much from the bottom of my heart. Have a great day.